Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video,
I'd rather make 50K and my wife make 50K before I go and make 250 by myself and be the only income. Both bring in $110,000, $120,000 together. That's good money, especially with no kids. We have no big overhead. That's great. Go on vacations whenever you want to. All you gotta do is just go work your shift, split everything, and y'all good. It's not really splitting, y'all locked in together, to be honest. Versus a man that makes 250K, has to take care of the kids, has to take care of his wife because she doesn't work. That money is long gone. And he's carrying most of the stress. His work-life balance is upside down because he has to bring in all of that income from all of those people for all of those mouths to feed. So that money gets stretched. So yes, 50-50 is better than single income.
it sounds like he's comparing being a child-free couple to having children. So he's saying he would rather choose being in a 50-50 relationship with both of them having the same income, than being the sole provider in a relationship or a marriage with a woman who stays at home and takes care of kids, but he earns more, which is the 250. If you two adults are together and you are okay making 50,000 each, both of you go work your shifts, you come home and, you don't have to provide for her. And she's okay with that and you're also okay with that. That's fine. Okay. But if there are children involved, right, obviously it's going to take a toll on the other person. All right. So one person has to earn more money, which is usually the man, because you have to provide for yourself and the kids. You have to provide for you and the kids. So that means that you need more money. So if you are married, right, and you get an opportunity which is going to make you 250K and decide to turn it down because you want your wife to work when you have children, then it wouldn't make sense to me. I'm a bit confused. Because if you expect her to go to work, come back, cook and clean, take care of the house, then her work-life balance will not make sense. And that's why a lot of women require the men in their lives to make more money, especially if they want to have kids. And some of them do not want to work at all because the work is in the house with the kids. But I may be wrong. I'm a bit confused with this whole situation because I don't know what his argument is. If both of you are child-free and you've agreed on not having children and both of you work and you both make 50K each, and you are okay with splitting everything in the middle and you don't come home and sit down and act like, you are the boss of the house and she has to take on the role of cooking and clean and taking care of the house, and you also cook and clean and take care of the house, and you both come to that agreement and you are happy with it, okay. That's up to the two of you. Okay, that's up to the two of you, and you get an opportunity to make 250K. That will make your lives easier. You decide not to take it because you think the 50K is okay. Okay, that's fine. Take it, right? But if you're going to bring children into the equation, then you are very selfish for not taking it. It doesn't even make sense. Because you're talking about work-life balance, right? That you're saying that in your case, if you're making 250K, then that means that you would have your work-life balance will be upside down. But doesn't it also mean that if the lady you are with is also working and is required to come home and take care of the kids and the house and everything, then she also is having an upside down work-life balance? It doesn't make sense to me. If you're a child-free woman and you decide to go in a relationship or a marriage, would you want to be provided for 100% or would you want to do 50-50? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.
I'd rather make 50K and my wife make 50K before I go and make 250.
This man does not put value on domestic labor. He's saying that he would rather go 50-50 instead of being a provider with a stay-at-home wife. And he's like, well, with no kids, we go 50-50. We don't have it, and blah, blah, blah. What do you think the woman staying at home, even if she had no kids, is doing all day? She's managing the household. Managing a home is work. I know that you've been taught that, what women do isn't work. It's work. Making sure that the house is in order, the bills are paid, the groceries, the menu, the house, cooking, cleaning. That is work. That is a job.
By myself and be the...
Yeah. Not that he couldn't, just that he doesn't want to, guys. And he wants all of us to know that he could, but he just wouldn't.
Would give up $250,000 just so that you can make 50K and your girl can make 50K and y'all can go 50-50 together. I know we're decentering men, but I just had to unpack this because this has to be rage bait. It has got to be rage bait. This guy got on God's internet and said couples that work together are elite. Okay, I'm not gonna go and make $250,000 a year by myself. No, no, he said I will make $50,000 and my wife will make $50,000. That's it. There is no breadwinner here. We are equal partners in this. And does that make sense to y'all? You would lose. You don't want to make $250,000? I by myself, I would be so happy if I made $250,000. I don't care who's with me. You know how much you can do with $250,000? Mind you, that's before taxes, before health insurance, before state taxes, before expenses, before utilities, before a house. Y'all don't have student loans. No credit card payments. It must be nice to be debt free. It must be nice to be able to give up and not even go for the $250,000 because you got a wife that's gonna go 50-50 with you. This is crazy, okay? Let's go back to decentering men, but that baffled me. Flabbergasted, okay? Jaw dropped. My gag has been flabbered. I don't.
I'm gonna unpack this for you guys. This guy got on the internet and said that he rather him and his wife both make $50,000 a year, $100,000 collectively, instead of him making $250,000 a year by himself. So him and his wife can go 50-50, right? I'm gonna unpack the math for you guys, okay? So I'm just gonna take it as a 30% tax, right? You're gonna pay about 30% of your income goes to taxes. That's on a low end, especially at $250,000. But we're using it for numbers purposes, right? After taxes, you'll probably take home around $175,000. Divide that by 12, your monthly take-home pay would be around $14,533, somewhere in that price range. So about $14,500. That is with $250,000 that you're making as your salary. What he was suggesting is that him and his wife both make only $50,000 a year, meaning that collectively together after taxes, they would take home $70,000. And that's with a 30% tax rate, right? He'd rather him and his wife make only $5,800 compared to him making $14,500, just so they can go 50-50. You see, when the numbers get broken down like that, you see how that doesn't make any sense? You see how that's the stupidest shit that you've heard in your entire fucking life? Yeah, pack it up. Because I would have respected him even more had he said, I'd rather me make $250,000 a year and my wife only make $50,000. That means y'all are clearing $300,000 a year. That's a smarter answer. But the thing about it is men don't want more. They want to feel like they're getting equality, but the thing is, there is no such thing as equality within a relationship. Because the woman's always going to carry a bigger burden than the man will in certain scenarios. So there's no such thing as going 50-50. That's why it doesn't exist. But it's not just for women. It goes both ways. There's going to be some burdens that men hold that women just don't hold. That's why 50-50s don't make sense.
Hey man, did y'all see that video of the man on TikTok that said that he would rather he make 50K a year and his wife make 50K a year working together, opposed to her being a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, and him making $250,000 a year. So you'd rather leave $150K on the table all because you want your wife to work? You'd rather only be making $100K together as a couple, opposed to her staying home and you making $250K by yourself. So you just gonna leave $150K on the table. This is why I will probably be single until Jesus tap me on my shoulder and be like, hey, Leela, that's you right there. Because how does that even make any sense? You're so hell-bent on not being a provider that you're going to leave $150K on the table? Do that make sense to y'all? This is literally a legitimate question for the men. Does this make any sense to y'all? So you would be like, if I gotta work, you gotta work. If I don't work, I'm gonna make $250K. But if I make you work, we only gonna make $100K together because I'm gonna be making $50K and you gonna be making $50K. But I'm not gonna be the only one. These can't be the men that God sent down here for us. These can't be the men. This is why I'm cool with being single. I'm not lonely. I'm cool. And this is why.
Be the only income. Both.
I'd rather make $50,000 a year and my wife makes $50,000 a year than me make $250,000 a year and my wife be a stay-at-home wife or stay-at-home mom. Is this the logic that men are having these days just in the dating pool? Because if it is, then I need to say this to the women out there. I'm sorry. I apologize. Cause I'll be honest, I ain't red pill, but I blame women. I used to blame women for men and women not being in relationships and getting married. But with that kind of logic and idiocracy and lack of financial literacy, you know what? Women, you're better off staying single.
This comment right here is why I said a financial literacy class should be required before men and women get married. Before you sign on a dotted line to become a husband or wife, you should have a financial literacy class. Because this man just got on here and said her husband didn't want to make over $80,000 because he was going to have to pay more in taxes. Lord help us. Lord help us, because please, somebody make it make sense. Let me say something. I remember when I was working, I was talking to my boss, and something happened. My commissions got messed up, and I didn't get a big check that year. I got the big check the next year. And I told him, man, you know what? Well, the good thing is I ain't going to have to pay taxes on it, right here, because that would have put me in the next tax bracket. And that dude told me, he said, son, listen, you want those problems to where you make so much money that you have to complain about taxes. And ever since then, it changed my mindset. It changed my mindset because if you're rich enough to where your only complaint is, man, you had to pay more in taxes, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Because that person who's paying more in taxes, I can almost guarantee you, he's making more than $80,000 a year.
I'd rather make 50K and my wife make 50K before I go and make 250 by myself and be the only income.
What? Bruh said he would leave $150,000 on the table just for him and his wife to make the same amount. And I'm cool with 50-50. I'm cool with whatever you and your partner, your spouse got to do to, make things work. That's a true partnership. But if I have an opportunity to make $150,000 more than what we make combined, what are we talking about? Like, it's not even anything to think about. And for the life of me, I sat there and I watched the video 5 times. I read the comments and I was just trying to really just grasp the logic behind it. Like, what's the mentality, the mindset? Like, why would you say that with your whole chest? What I really want to see, I want to see his wife's reaction. Like, I want to see it with the roles reversed. Like, if she had the opportunity to make $250, even though he made $50, I wonder if she gonna say, "No, my husband makes $50,000, so I'm gonna make $50,000 with." I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. One thing that crossed my mind is, so if he was single and he wasn't married, right? And he had the opportunity to make 250K, would he take it? Because if he will take it and he's only not taking it because he's married, I don't know who his wife is, but run. If you guys are adults, you decide not to have children, and you both come to that agreement that, I'll make 50K, you make 50K, we'll be okay, we don't need more money, we want to live like this, we don't want to have children, and this is the life you're going to, and she likes it and you both like it, okay, fine. Why compare it to somebody who has children and a wife? You are the man, you will be expected to go and work. All right. Because most men do not like taking on the domestic labor in that scenario. All right. So you saying you don't want to provide for your family because your work-life balance will be upside down. So you require your wife to still go to work, come home, take care of the kids, take care of the house. That is being unfair. You are just being cruel at this point because you have the opportunity to put in extra work since she's the one holding down everything at home and taking care of the kids, and you say, I'm not going to take it. I'm okay. It's too much. It's too much for me. Let's make 50-50. But when we come home, I want you to do everything. Unless when you come home, you're helping around the house, you're also cooking and cleaning, you're taking kids to school, bringing them back home, and so on and so forth. Like you're splitting everything down in the middle. So both of you's work-life balance is balanced. But if not, it sounds like you should take that 250. You should take, because you will need more money to take care of the kids, to take care of the house, to travel. You need that money. Okay. But if both of you decide not to have kids, then yeah, that's fine. And she can leave whenever, you can leave whenever you decide, oh, this is the arrangement we want for our lives, then that's fine. All right. But you can't compare that to a man who has a family and children. He obviously has to earn more. So if the lady that you're with is happy with you making 50,000, although you can make 250,000 and you can make more money, and you both believe that because you don't have children, you don't want to make more money and you want to live like that, that's fine. Okay. But one thing I'm going to add to this situation is that most of the times, most men who think about 50-50 relationships are like this man, right? Most of them are like this man. It's not that they can't go and get it done or make your life easier or give you the good things in life. It's just that they don't want to provide for you. It's as simple as that. They don't want to provide for you. They don't want to be the one giving you money, because most of them believe that they should be the one being taken care of, not the other way around. They feel like they are worthy of that and you are not worthy of it. All right. And they don't understand the value of a woman. And with men like that, you're better off staying away from them. Okay. They don't say those things. They usually blame it on the economy. It's not easy finding jobs. It's not easy. It's hard out there and so on and so forth. But the quiet part is that they don't want to provide. It's as simple as that. They don't want to be the one giving you money. They don't see why they should be giving you money. Whatever they feel for you, it's not to that extent that they want to sacrifice their time or whatever sacrifices they have to make sure that you are living a life of ease. They don't want to do it because they don't see you as that kind of a person. Okay. I'm sorry. It's either that or they don't like you. Because it doesn't make sense to me. If you are with somebody that you love, right? And, you see the value that she brings into your life, and you get an opportunity to make her life a lot more easier, and you say to yourself, no, I'm not going to do it. It sounds to me that you're going to sabotage me in so many ways, that you don't like me. I'm sorry, but I may be wrong, okay? It sounds like you don't like me. If we are going on vacations or like that are like $2,000 a year, we can go on vacations that are like $6,000 a year. You are saying, no, I'm not taking it, because if you're not paying half, I'm not doing it. Because you don't understand why you should be giving her a life of comfort and ease. You don't understand why, you should be the one working more hours to give her those things, those finer things in life, although you don't have children. You can't make these things up. All right. They come on the internet, they say their truth, and then they go. A lot of people are saying it's rage baiting. It's not rage baiting. He's speaking his truth. He just told you in so many ways that he is not comfortable with providing for a woman, to the extent that if he got the opportunity to make more money that would make your life a lot easier, he will turn it down, right? And have you work so you pay half and he pays half, because he doesn't know what your value is in his life. Because you're a woman, you are just a woman. Okay. If anybody should be given any form of leeway or advantage or any easier life, it should be a man, because men are men. Okay. Not a woman. I remember this guy who also said that even if he meets a woman, he's not going to kneel down to propose to her. It sounds like that to me. And the other guys who keep saying, you work so hard to make money only for you to date a broke woman. But then when the women who have the monies come in their life, they call them masculine. You can't make these things up. At this point in time, man, I feel like most of them should just start dating one another. Life will be a lot easier. The guy who was saying he used to blame women and now he understands why women are choosing not to deal with me. Exactly. Date one another, marry one another. Life will be a lot easier, because most of you understand one another than you understand us. Okay? So yeah, it is what it is at this point. But let me know what you think, and I'll see you again in another video. Take care of yourselves and one another. Bye.